Hi there. Thanks for joining me. A few weeks ago, my message was about the story of the Good Samaritan. Today, I want to delve into it a wee bit further, because this story is like an onion. It has lots of layers. What happened was that a lawyer came to Jesus and asked him, "What must I do to obtain eternal life?" Jesus answered the question with a question. "What does the law say?" And the lawyer answers, quoting the law, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might, and love your neighbor as yourself." And Jesus does indeed say, "Well done, you've got it in one." But the lawyer pushes his luck. He presses Jesus. "But who is my neighbor?" The onion begins to be peeled. And that's where Jesus tells him the story of the Good Samaritan. You all know it, so I won't go into it again today. When he's finished, Jesus says to the lawyer, "Right, tell me how you define the term neighbor. Who proved to be the neighbor in this story?" The lawyer can't even bring himself to spit out the word Samaritan. He simply mumbles, "The one who showed mercy." Jesus said, "Go and do likewise." We're at the second layer of the onion. This is more than just a story about morality, about being nice, because anyone can be good. But a Samaritan? If Jesus just wanted us to take home the golden rule from this parable, its title would have been The Good Person. It's not. It's the Good Samaritan. It's a parable. And parables always have something shocking, surprising, unexpected, something to be wrestled with and puzzled over. And in this story, it's the fact that a despised, rejected Samaritan is the one that shows mercy to his enemy. We're at the third layer of the onion. You see, it's one thing to know the right thing. It's another to do the right thing. The lawyer knows the right thing to say, but Jesus pushes him to think not with his mind, but with his heart. And that's what this parable is about, a change of heart. We're coming to the center of the onion now. It's time to look at the man in the ditch. You see, we're all the man in the ditch. We all have moments when we need someone to reach down, pick us up, and help us. You see, in order to love your neighbor, you have to let your neighbor love you. It's one thing to put ourselves in the role of the Samaritan and hope that we could model his behavior. That's how we usually interpret what Jesus is saying here. It's another thing to put ourselves in the role of the man in the ditch and hope that we receive help from a person that we see as our enemy. "Teacher, what do I have to do to obtain eternal life?" "My dear child, you must love me with your whole heart, and you must love your neighbor as you love yourself." And by neighbor, I mean people you don't trust, people you don't like, people you don't want to be around. And by being a neighbor, I mean you have to let them be a neighbor to you. You must let them love you. Let them look on you with mercy, pick you up out of whatever ditch you're in, and give you healing. And then, go and do likewise. The gospel doesn't tell us what the lawyer did next, whether he rose to the challenge or not. We never hear the end of his story. But his story is our story too. Writing the end of it, the bit about rising to the challenge, that's our part. That's the bit we have to do now. Choosing God means choosing anyone who needs you. Choosing God means choosing people who are children of God like you, even if they're on the other side of boundaries we don't normally cross. That's what this story of the Good Samaritan is all about. Crossing the boundaries and finding ourselves in a whole new way of living, opening our hearts to being changed, choosing God when we find him in people we used to despise. Loving our God in heaven must be about loving our neighbour here on earth and letting our neighbour love us. God bless you today and always.